They told me the HOA was here to protect property values. That's the lie everyone believes when they buy into a neighborhood. What nobody tells you is that some HOAs aren't just about lawns and fences. They're mafias and golf carts. And I learned the hard way because one morning, I opened my mailbox and found a foreclosure notice on my father's house. A house I had never missed a single mortgage payment on. A house my family built. According to the HOA, I owed $14,327 in unpaid fines. Fines I had never even heard of. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe a mix-up, maybe paperwork gone wrong. But when I walked into the HOA office, I didn't find friendly faces or helpful clerks. I found a boardroom full of smug people in polos and pearls, sipping coffee like bankers at a casino. At the head of the table sat Richard Calloway, the HOA president. Slick gray hair, gold cufflinks, and a smile that didn't reach his eyes. He looked at me like a loan shark looks at a desperate gambler. "Pay the balance," he said flatly, "or we proceed with seizure." When I asked how fines could add up to that much, he tapped a folder. Grass too tall. Trash can left out. Fence 2 inches off code. All documented. All signed. It was a scam and I knew it. But he didn't care. This wasn't just any house. My father bought it in 1976 after coming back from Vietnam. He worked 3 jobs to pay for it, and he planted every tree in the yard with his own hands. When he passed, he left it to me, telling me, "This house isn't just wood and brick, it's us." I fought overseas too. And when I came back, that house was the one place that still felt like home. Losing it wasn't just about losing property. It was about erasing my father, erasing me. That's why when Richard smirked and said, "Rules are rules," I realized this wasn't about grass or trash cans. It was about control. Within days, the harassment began. SUV headlights parked outside my window at night. Men in HOA safety patrol jackets taking pictures of my car and writing down license plates. Anonymous complaints to the city about unsafe living conditions. One night, I found my mailbox ripped off its post. Another morning, a letter slid under my door read, "Sell quietly, or lose everything." This wasn't suburban bureaucracy anymore. It was extortion. And Richard? He was the boss. I started digging. At first, I asked neighbors. A widow 2 streets over had lost her house last year after owing $7,000 in fines. A young couple down the block walked away after the HOA hit them with endless liens. Their homes? Bought at auction for pennies. And guess who the buyers always were? A shell company called Willow Properties. Guess who ran it? Richard's brother-in-law. The HOA wasn't just enforcing rules. They were running a housing racket. Foreclose, seize, flip. Again and again. A mafia in khakis and country club memberships. That's when I knew I couldn't fight this alone. I reached out to my neighbor, Frank, a retired cop. He'd seen this pattern too, but couldn't prove it. Together, we started watching. We logged car plates at Richard's late-night meetings at the golf club. We photographed Willow Properties contractors, showing up the same day families were forced out. Frank even caught video of Richard taking envelopes of cash from a local real estate broker in the clubhouse parking lot. It wasn't just fraud. It was organized crime hiding in plain sight. But knowing and proving are 2 different things. So I set a trap. I stopped responding to HOA notices. I let them think I was cornered. And right on cue, Richard scheduled a special board session to authorize seizing my property. I showed up, quiet, sitting in the back while they voted unanimously to strip me of my father's house. Cameras from the local news I had tipped off rolled as they stamped the papers. What Richard didn't know. Every word, every shady transfer, every fake lien, I had already given to an investigative journalist. And Frank had turned over evidence to a friend at the FBI. The fallout was nuclear. Within a week, FBI agents raided the HOA office and the golf club. Boxes of records were hauled out. Richard was led away in handcuffs, his smile finally gone. The news called it the HOA mafia case, exposing a web of fraud, extortion, and real estate scams that had stolen dozens of homes. Homeowners lined the street, cheering as the empire crumbled. The board resigned in disgrace, and the city placed the neighborhood under independent oversight. As for me, I kept my father's house. The liens were erased, the fines declared fraudulent. Sometimes I sit on the porch at night, beer in hand, watching the quiet street. And I think about Richard's words. Rules are rules. He was right in a way, because in the end, even mafias answer to rules bigger than theirs. And sometimes, all it takes is one person refusing to fold.